Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the life and legacy of Tristan Rogers, the beloved actor known for his iconic role as Robert Scorpio in General Hospital. His passing on Friday, August 15, 2025, at the age of 79 after a brave battle with lung cancer has left a void in the hearts of fans and the entertainment industry alike. Despite never being a smoker, Tristan's death from lung cancer has raised questions about the unpredictable nature of such diseases and has brought to light his remarkable career and personal life. This article will dive deep into the life of Tristan Rogers, his lasting impact on television, his family, and the shocking decision he made in his final days that has left his loved ones grappling with unresolved emotions and conflicts. Tristan Rogers, a longtime General Hospital star, was best known for his portrayal of Robert Scorpio, a character that became a staple in the show's vast history. His career spanned over 4 decades, and his incredible talent in both acting and voice work made him a beloved figure in daytime television. Having made his debut as Robert Scorpio in 1981, Rogers embodied the role with such finesse that it became nearly impossible to imagine the soap without him. Fans watched as his character navigated complex relationships, thrilling mysteries, and daring adventures, making Robert one of the most memorable characters in General Hospital's extensive history. Rogers' career was not limited to General Hospital. He also made significant contributions to other high-profile shows, such as The Young and the Restless, and lent his voice to animated features like Disney's The Rescuers Down Under. His impressive body of work across various genres earned him widespread respect and recognition within the industry. In fact, his portrayal of Robert Scorpio was so beloved that it earned him a Daytime Emmy for his work in Studio City, showcasing his skill not only in drama, but also in more diverse, independent productions. However, what truly defined Rogers beyond his impressive acting career was his immense impact on the entertainment world, especially within the soap opera community. Meryl Suduk, his longtime manager, reflected on the legacy he left behind, stating, "He loved playing Robert Scorpio and created the character from scratch. He was supposed to work for one day, and in the end, he made it into something enormous." This quote encapsulates the essence of Rogers' work. What began as a temporary role quickly transformed into an enduring legacy that fans still celebrate today. His role as Robert Scorpio was not just about the character's action-packed storylines or romantic entanglements. It was about the depth, the humor, and the warmth Rogers brought to the role. Robert was a character defined by his moral compass, dedication to justice, and complex relationships, particularly with Anna Devane. The chemistry between the two actors became iconic, and their on-screen partnership is still remembered fondly by fans. His departure from General Hospital in 2025 was mourned by the show's loyal audience, who had come to associate Rogers with the show for almost half a century. Behind the scenes, Tristan Rogers was a deeply private man, but he had a loving family life. He married Teresa Parkerson on May 21, 1995. After meeting her in 1991, they shared a bond that lasted for 3 decades. Together, they had 2 children, Sarah Jane Rogers, born August 25, 1992, and Kale Rogers, born August 1996. Their marriage and family life were characterized by a strong foundation of mutual respect and support, and they were by his side during his long battle with lung cancer. Tristan Rogers' passing, while expected due to his illness, still came as a shock to those who knew him best. He had managed to keep his health struggles largely private, which made his death all the more heartbreaking. For those who were unaware of the severity of his condition, his family, friends, and fans were devastated by the news of his death, but they also celebrated his life and the legacy he had left behind. However, there is a surprising and controversial aspect of Rogers' final wishes that has left his family in turmoil. In his will, Tristan made a shocking decision. He left all of his estate, estimated at $29.8 million in 2025, up from $17.9 million in 2021, to charitable causes. There was no mention of leaving anything to his wife, Teresa, or their 2 children. This unexpected choice has caused a rift in his family, with both Teresa and their children, Sarah Jane and Kale, deeply dissatisfied with his decision. The Rogers family had always been close, and this sudden and seemingly inexplicable choice has led to heated arguments and emotional confrontations. Teresa, who had been by his side for over 3 decades, found herself struggling to understand why her husband would make such a decision. especially after all the years they had spent together. Both Sarah Jane and Cale, although adults, were equally taken aback by the lack of inheritance, feeling that they had been disregarded in favor of anonymous cousins. While Tristan's decision to donate his wealth to charity aligns with his well-known generosity and desire to give back to the community, it has created a deep sense of betrayal among his surviving family members. In private conversations, Teresa has expressed her confusion and hurt, particularly because there was no direct communication about his wishes. Neither she nor their children were prepared for such a drastic move, and they now find themselves in a position of having to reconcile their grief with their anger and disappointment. The aftermath of Tristan Rogers' death and his final will has led to numerous debates about family, legacy, and personal values. For many, his choice to donate to charity is seen as a testament to his character, a man who valued helping others more than accumulating personal wealth. However, for his closest family, it has been a painful reminder that sometimes, even in death, there are wounds that can't easily be healed. The legacy of Tristan Rogers will undoubtedly be defined by his iconic role as Robert Scorpio, a character that shaped the world of General Hospital and became synonymous with the show's longevity and success. However, the family's internal struggle over his will has cast a shadow over what should have been a time of remembrance and mourning. The discord that followed his passing highlights the complexity of family dynamics, particularly when emotions run high and decisions seem incomprehensible. As for the fans, they continue to celebrate Tristan Rogers' extraordinary career. His portrayal of Robert Scorpio, alongside unforgettable storylines and relationships, will forever hold a special place in the hearts of viewers. Though he is gone, the impact of his work remains indelible. Moving forward, the Rogers family will have to navigate not only the loss of their patriarch, but also the emotional and financial fallout of his final decision. Will they come together to honor his memory and perhaps find a way to reconcile the disparity between his charitable desires and their personal expectations? Or will the scars left by his will continue to divide them? Next, we will learn about the intriguing developments surrounding Kirsten Storm's temporary departure from the show and the explosive storyline brewing for her beloved character, Maxi Jones, in a surprising turn of events that has left fans buzzing with anticipation. Kirsten Storms, the talented actress who has portrayed the feisty Maxi Jones on ABC's General Hospital for years, recently announced her brief hiatus from the iconic daytime drama. This revelation came last month, sparking a wave of speculation and concern among the show's dedicated viewers. Storms, a true fan favorite known for her dynamic performances and deep connection to the role, explained that her decision stems from a major life change, relocating to the picturesque state of Tennessee. This move, which involves uprooting her family and settling into a new environment, requires her to step away temporarily to handle the logistics and adjustments. Imagine the excitement of starting fresh in a place known for its vibrant music scene and southern charm. Tennessee offers a stark contrast to the fast-paced world of Port Charles. Yet, amidst the packing boxes and farewell gatherings, Storms has been quick to reassure her loyal supporters that this is far from a permanent goodbye. In heartfelt messages shared across social media, she emphasized her commitment to returning, painting a picture of a seamless comeback that will reinvigorate Maxi's presence on screen. Adding to the intrigue, Storms hinted at the creative ways the show's writers are weaving her absence into the narrative, ensuring that Maxi's exit feels organic and packed with drama. Delving deeper into her communications with fans, Kirsten Storms released a captivating video message that has since gone viral among soap opera enthusiasts. In this candid clip, filmed perhaps from her new Tennessee home with boxes still visible in the background, she opened up about her expected timeline for rejoining the General Hospital cast. With a warm smile and her signature enthusiasm, Storms suggested that viewers might see Maxi Jones back in action as early as December, aligning perfectly with the holiday season when emotions run high and storylines often deliver unforgettable twists. This timing could coincide with festive episodes, where family reunions and shocking revelations are staples of the genre. But it wasn't just about her return. Storms couldn't resist teasing the upcoming plot developments that will accompany Maxi's temporary departure from the canvas. She described the storyline as something that will make fans freak out in the best possible way, building suspense around emotional highs and lows. Picture Maxi, the resourceful fashionista and devoted mother, facing challenges that test her resilience like never before. Storm's words imply that the writers have seized this real-life break as a golden opportunity to craft a monumental arc for the character, one that draws on Maxi's complex history of love, loss, and fierce loyalty. This isn't just a simple send-off. It's a setup for a narrative explosion that could redefine her role in Port Charles. To fully appreciate the build-up to Maxi's exit, let's revisit some key moments from recent General Hospital recaps that set the stage for this high-stakes drama. One particularly tense scene unfolded at the glamorous Metrocourt pool, where young James, with his innocent yet bold demeanor, casually dropped a bombshell on the enigmatic Mr. Sidwell. In a moment of childlike honesty, James reminded Sidwell of Maxi's powerful family ties, specifically highlighting her father, Max Scorpio, who serves as the no-nonsense chief of detectives at the Port Charles Police Department PCPD. This revelation wasn't just idle chatter. It painted Maxi as someone with direct access to law enforcement, making her a potential wildcard in any shady dealings. Mac, portrayed as a steadfast protector with a history of cracking tough cases, represents a formidable barrier for anyone operating on the wrong side of the law. The poolside encounter, complete with splashing water and summer vibes, contrasted sharply with the underlying tension, as characters like Cody and James navigated the conversation with Sidwell, whose calm exterior hides a ruthless core. This interaction underscored how Maxi's personal connections could unravel intricate plots, adding layers of intrigue to her character's web of relationships. Compounding the drama, Mr. Sidwell has become increasingly aware of Maxi's outspoken position regarding the scandal-plagued Deception Company and its entanglement with dirty money. As a key player in the beauty empire, Maxi has never shied away from voicing her concerns, often clashing with those who prefer to sweep issues under the rug. Sidwell, a mysterious figure with ties to underground operations, views her stance as a direct affront, especially since it threatens to expose financial irregularities that could topple empires. Now, with the added knowledge of her father's influential role in the PCPD, Sidwell sees Maxi as having not one, but two strikes against her in his book. It's like a chess game where Maxi has unwittingly positioned herself as a queen threatening the opponent's king. Her determination to uphold integrity, perhaps inspired by her own past mistakes and growth, makes her an even greater obstacle to Sidwell's nefarious schemes. Inventing a new layer here. Imagine Sidwell reflecting on this during a private moment, consulting with shadowy associates about how Maxi's family legacy amplifies her threat level, turning what was once a minor annoyance into a full-blown crisis, further escalating the tension. Tracy Quartermain, the sharp-tongued matriarch with a keen eye for trouble, harbors growing fears that Maxi might take matters into her own hands. Tracy worries that Maxi, driven by her moral compass and protective instincts, could go rogue and approach the PCPD with damning information about Sonny Corinthos' convoluted financial dealings. Sonny, the brooding mob boss whose empire is built on a delicate balance of power and secrecy, has long been a central figure in Port Charles' underbelly. If Maxi spills the beans, it could ignite a chain reaction, exposing vulnerabilities that Sidwell and others desperately want hidden. Tracy's concerns add a familial dimension as she navigates her own loyalties within the Quartermain clan, perhaps even confiding in allies like Brooklyn about the potential fallout should Sidwell get wind of Maxi's intentions made through a leaked conversation, or a betraying informant might resort to extreme measures to silence her. This scenario evokes classic soap opera tropes of betrayal and high drama, where characters must weigh personal safety against doing what's right. The peril of crossing Sidwell cannot be overstated. Becoming his enemy is a perilous path, as evidenced by the ongoing saga with Sonny Corinthos. Sonny's clashes with similar figures have led to explosive confrontations, kidnappings, and narrow escapes, serving as a cautionary tale for anyone in Sidwell's crosshairs. For Maxi, this could mean slipping out of his fleeting good graces and into a dangerous spotlight. Rumors swirling in General Hospital circles speculate wildly about how this might play out, with one chilling theory suggesting that Sidwell orchestrates a kidnapping of both Maxi and her son James to preemptively stop her from alerting the authorities. Picture the heart-pounding terror of such an event: James, the wide-eyed child caught in adult games, and Maxi, fighting fiercely as a mother bear. Alternatively, other whispers propose a solo abduction, either Maxi vanishing mysteriously, forcing her loved ones to rally in search, or James being taken, propelling Maxi into a desperate quest across Port Charles and beyond. As for how Maxi will be written out of the show during Storm's absence, The possibilities are ripe with narrative potential. If young James falls victim to a kidnapping, it could launch Maxi on an epic journey of rescue, teaming up with unlikely allies like Cody, or even drawing in Max police resources for a multi-episode arc filled with chases, clues, and emotional confrontations. Envision Maxi channeling her inner detective, piecing together Sidwell's network while grappling with guilt and fear. On the flip side, if Maxi herself is the one snatched away, it would prevent her from sharing critical intel with Mac and the PCPD, leaving her isolated in some hidden lair where she must outsmart her captors. This setup allows for flashbacks to Maxi's resilient past, perhaps inventing new backstory elements like a hidden skill in self-defense, learned from her adventurous youth. Either way, these developments promise to keep viewers on the edge of their seats, blending suspense with the heartfelt family bonds that define General Hospital. In wrapping up, Kirsten Storm's temporary move to Tennessee opens the door for what could be one of Maxi Jones' most thrilling chapters yet, with teases of fan-freaking twists and dangerous entanglements involving Sidwell, Mac, and the ever-present shadow of Sonny's world. The stage is set for unforgettable drama. Next, we will learn about the escalating family feud in Port Charles, where Alexis Davis gears up for a fierce custody battle over her granddaughter Scout, as Drew Kane's ruthless actions push everyone to their limits. In the turbulent world of General Hospital, Alexis Davis has always been one step ahead, sensing trouble on the horizon, and her instincts have proven spot on once again. The savvy lawyer and devoted grandmother had a nagging feeling that tensions with Drew Kane would boil over, and now it's come to pass in the most heartbreaking way. Drew, who's rapidly earning the title of Port Charles' most despised resident, has taken his vendettas to a new low by forbidding little Scout from any contact with her extended family. This isn't just a petty squabble. It's a calculated move that isolates the young girl from the people who love her most, turning her world upside down. Imagine Scout, with her bright eyes and innocent curiosity, suddenly cut off from the warmth of family gatherings, playdates with cousins, and the comforting hugs from those who've been her constants. Alexis, drawing on her years of legal expertise and maternal intuition, recognizes this as the breaking point. She's ready to channel her inner warrior, fighting tooth and nail to protect Scout's happiness and stability. Adding a fresh layer to this drama, perhaps Alexis has been quietly documenting Drew's erratic behavior in a private journal, compiling evidence of how his decisions have increasingly prioritized personal grudges over parental responsibilities, setting the stage for a courtroom showdown that could redefine family ties in Port Charles. Drew Kane's reputation as the ultimate villain in town is well-deserved, built on a foundation of deceit, manipulation, and outright cruelty that spares no one, not even the innocent. He's the kind of character who schemes in the shadows, lying effortlessly to advance his agendas, and his mean streak knows no bounds. We've all witnessed his capacity for emotional warfare, like that unforgivable incident where he deliberately insured young Wiley, overheard devastating words about Michael no longer wanting him or his sister, shattering the child's sense of security in an instant. It was a moment that highlighted Drew's willingness to weaponize vulnerability, using kids as pawns in his adult games. Now, he's escalating this pattern by jeopardizing his own daughter's emotional health, all in the name of punishing those around him and asserting dominance. Scout, caught in the crossfire, is paying the price for her father's ego, inventing a new element here. Envision Drew rationalizing his actions during a tense solo reflection at the Quartermain mansion, convincing himself that seclusion builds character, while ignoring the toll it takes on Scout's budding friendships and school life, further isolating her from the vibrant community events that Port Charles kids usually enjoy. The heartache deepens when we consider how Scout yearns for the simple joys of family connection, particularly with her brothers Danny and Rocco, who represent the playful, supportive siblings she's grown up adoring. Drew's iron-fisted approach has kept her tucked away in a bubble of solitude, with minimal quality time from him despite his claims of being a dedicated dad. His days are consumed by business dealings and personal conflicts, leaving Scout to navigate her loneliness with only fleeting interactions. In a bold act of brotherly love, Danny noticed her misery during a summer camp visit, perhaps spotting her withdrawn demeanor. Amid the campfires and group activities, decided to whisk her back home for a surprise reunion with the family. The joy on Scout's face was palpable as she embraced her loved ones, giggling and sharing stories from her adventures. But the happiness was short-lived. Drew stormed in like a thundercloud, roughly pulling her away from the warmth and even threatening to have Danny arrested. for what he deemed interference. This explosive scene, set against the backdrop of a cozy family living room filled with toys and photos, underscored Drew's authoritarian grip, transforming a tender moment into a nightmare and leaving Scout in tears as she was dragged back to isolation. To compound the injustice, Drew has now extended his ban to include Grandma Alexis and the entire family network, effectively slamming the door on any semblance of normalcy for Scout. This draconian decree feels like the final straw, severing bonds that have nurtured Scout through life's ups and downs. How much further can Drew sink, turning his back on the very support system that could enrich his daughter's life? Alexis, ever the perceptive one, had anticipated such a maneuver and proactively explored options to safeguard her granddaughter's future. As a seasoned attorney with a sharp mind honed by countless high-stakes cases, she understands that pursuing custody against a biological parent like Drew is akin to climbing a steep mountain with unpredictable weather. She delved into legal precedents late into the night, perhaps poring over case files in her dimly lit office, weighing the odds and preparing contingency plans that include character witnesses from Scout school teachers who could attest to her emotional needs. Seeking counsel from trusted allies, Alexis turned to her daughter Molly, a rising star in the legal world, and her reliable associate Marco, both of whom offered candid assessments of the challenge ahead. They painted a picture of an uphill battle, advising patience and suggesting that time might erode Drew's resolve without courtroom drama. Their discussions, maybe held over coffee in a bustling Port Charles cafe, emphasized the complexities of family law, where parental rights often trump grandparent claims unless extreme circumstances are proven. However, that advice predated Drew's outright prohibition on visits, which flipped the script entirely. Now, with access denied, Alexis is ignited with determination. It's time to suit up for battle and file for custody. Not for vengeance, but purely for Scout's well-being. This shift introduces a new dynamic, where Alexis might rally community support, inventing elements like petitions from concerned neighbors who've seen Scout's subdued spirit at local parks, bolstering her case with real-world testimonials. The road to victory won't be smooth, but Alexis is armed with unparalleled legal prowess and a powerhouse team. That's the envy of any courtroom, backed by Molly's fresh perspectives, Marco's meticulous research, and the formidable Diane, whose track record of wins is legendary in Port Charles circles. Alexis stands on solid ground. Diane, with her unflappable demeanor and razor-sharp strategies, rarely tastes defeat, often turning the tide in seemingly impossible cases. On the flip side, Drew could face hurdles in securing his own defense. Even the slippery Rick Lansing, known for taking on controversial clients, expressed outright disgust at Drew's manipulation of Wiley, potentially refusing the case to preserve his own tarnished reputation. That leaves options like Martin Gray, a competent lawyer with flair, but one who pales in comparison to the synergy of Team Alexis. Drew's status as Scout's biological father grants him a natural advantage in the eyes of the law. Yet Alexis has an arsenal of evidence highlighting his failings, from the infamous body shot incident that exposed his reckless side to the scandalous wedding revelation where he publicly admitted sleeping with his fiancée's mother right in front of Scout, leaving the girl traumatized while he raged at Nina. In that chaotic wedding aftermath, it was Alexis who stepped in as the calming force, soothing Scout's fears and providing the stability Drew neglected amid his outburst. This pattern of abandonment versus care forms the crux of Alexis's argument, painting Drew as unfit while showcasing her as the nurturing constant. It's high time for a seismic shift. Drew needs to exit the scene, allowing Alexis to step in as Scout's primary guardian, fostering an environment of love and security. Perhaps he should pack his bags and leave Port Charles altogether, unless heavy hitters like Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan decide to intervene with their own brand of justice first. Given their history of dealing with threats, inventing a climactic element, imagine a tense confrontation where Sonny warns Drew about the consequences of harming innocents, adding underworld pressure to the legal storm. Do you think Alexis has what it takes to win this custody war and give Scout the family she deserves? Share your thoughts in the comments below.